Our clients came to us in our first discussions. They really wanted us to design a beach shed for them. We interpreted that as a very simple shape, little shed-like. It's very simple, it's cost-effective. This space is actually, in a traditional sense, would be in the backyard of the house. In this house, we've inverted it and put it right at the front. So they can sit out on their deck and they can talk to their neighbours as they come past as they're going down to the beach. We've also seen many little test matches out the front on the lawn as well, with the whole community joining in. Along the length of the house, we've carved out these courtyard spaces. It becomes almost a room, and it's flexible enough that we've got these sliding screens along the western side. Protects from the sunlight, so you can shift them into positions that gives you shade, but it also allows you to filter out views, so it's more private space as well. So as we come down the length of the house, these courtyards give separation between different areas of the house.
And it's not just the courtyards that are carved out of the form, but these little window seats are too.
Yes, these little areas are almost like micro living spaces.
And there's a sense that it's becoming more private and intimate as well.
Yes, I think that was very important to this family, that the kids had their own area, and as you go down towards the back of the house, it becomes quieter and it becomes pretty much a parent's retreat. It was important to be able to bring a level of flexibility to the way we separated the more public and private areas with the use of screens, of blinds. We've got cavity sliding doors in the corridor that can actually partition the corridor off into separate spaces in its own.
It's refreshing to find a home that invites the community in, but also provides a sanctuary for its family.
So when I say Vietnamese restaurant, this is what you're thinking. But next door, they've got other ideas. So Ben, this is your place.
Yes, it is. It's my family's restaurant. My mum and dad introduced Vietnamese cuisine to South Australia 34 years ago. I did my Bachelor's of Design Studies, and then from there I moved on to my Master's of Design. My mum and dad asked me to come back and to manage the restaurant.
It's quite important for this space to have a lot of texture. The idea is to get split-face top and got granite bar, tiles and walls, and also with a nice contrast of materials. We've got some woven grass wallpaper. The idea is that we needed to have an approval process about understanding Feng Shui and how that worked through. So our plans basically got Ben's family blessing. It's about positioning of the front door and the back door more so, and then the rest of the space we were pretty much on par. It was just having that understanding of energy in and out. These wall lamps are quite important to have a local made detail within the space, so they're local South Australian clay.
Oh, sorry, I can't stop touching them. They're so tactile.
No, it's beautiful.
It really is.
In Vietnamese tradition, it's good to have a bit of gold around the place, so also with the brass, it patinas over time, and that detail's carried through with the tables. This is real eggshell. It's very time consuming. It takes about 4 of us, about 4 to 5 hours to do roughly 400 by 400. Everyone has a different style and technique that it makes it quite unique. So it has a quite
So the person that did this bit was very neat.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah, this one, no, I'm more the messy type over there.
This project demonstrates that with thoughtful design, clever detailing and beautiful material choices, family-run restaurants can have a contemporary look while still respecting their heritage.
Wedged between its neighbours, this tiny mountain hut has a big surprise. Wow, this is a great space.
Quite a change from what was here before. Because it's got a small footprint, we wanted to make it feel really open by having a really high ceiling.
And the textural qualities, it's really lovely.
Yeah, all the timber's seconds, so stuff people have rejected for the black streaking, but we kind of like it because it's added a lot of texture and aged the space before it even opened.
And the concrete.
All custom bench tops, and again, they age really well and add to that sort of homely feeling of the place being worn in.
And there's daylight.
Yeah, so that was one of our big design moves, was to create 2 separate huts with a courtyard in between that would provide light to both of them and help make the whole space feel like a real escape from the street, a respite for the weary traveller.
And there must be a really different vibe here at night.
The space is lit by the huts at night, so it's dark and moody and warm.
And there's another space in here?
Yeah, this is the dining hut, which is intimate and romantic, contrasting the light and bright, airy and breezy drinker's hut at the front.
And there's a smell of a campfire.
That's the wood oven stove, which is kind of the focus of the space. We want people to centre around and have that moment of warmth.
It's rare in the chaos of the city to find a place like this where you can disappear to another world. Cheers.
With the demise of manufacturing industries, local councils working with architects can be at the forefront of rebuilding communities. This project is a great example. David, I love this staircase in the centre of the building, drawing you up.
Yeah, it's all about connecting people together inside the building and making it obvious where to go, but it's also right on the edge of the building and visible from the street, and we thought that was important just to draw community in. It started off as a partnership between state, local and federal governments, all trying to grapple with the idea of Holden closing and how would they go and recreate the new economy. We wanted to make it a place that would get people to come out of their homes and come to work to actually collaborate, integrate, share ideas, do all those sorts of things that are actually about, you know, just connecting people together. The idea is that you can become a member of the space, you can book the rooms, you can book the offices and come in on a casual basis, on an as-needs basis, which is really important for small businesses.
I love the fact that downstairs you can take your kids to the library and have a reading group, but upstairs you can work and you've got these wonderful community spaces.
There's a really big backstory around using local materials and local suppliers as well, because that's part of the idea of, you know, economic transformation, keeping things local.
The precast concrete around the building actually looks like a wonderful curtain.
We're quite conscious as architects where the money that we are spending goes, if you like. So the fact that we chose precast meant that taxpayers' dollars stayed in South Australia rather than if we used glass, for example, it going to China.
When good architecture is at the heart of a project, sure, it can offer functional spaces, but great architecture can actually inspire a community.